When I announced my engagement online, my neighbor commented under every post, calling me a liar and a homewrecker. She made fake accounts to message my family, telling them my fiancé was cheating. Instead of reacting, I collected screenshots, and when I dropped a 30-page public exposé with proof of every lie, she deleted every social media account and moved out of the neighborhood in total disgrace. I'm a 32 female, living in a quiet suburb just outside Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good neighborhood. Retired folks, young couples, families. I bought my little 3-bedroom house after years of saving. I felt safe here. That changed when Allison moved in. Allison, fake name, obviously, moved in 2 houses down. Early 40s. Single mom with 2 teenage boys. When she first arrived, I thought she was quiet. A little standoffish, but nothing serious. I introduced myself, gave her a small welcome basket. She thanked me but kept to herself. We'd wave when passing each other. Polite but distant. Fine by me. Things were normal for about a year. Then I started dating Ben. Ben and I met through friends. He's 35. Works in HVAC. Down to earth, funny and kind. No weird vibes. No red flags. Just a solid guy who treated me with respect. After 6 months, he met my parents. My family loved him. His family welcomed me with open arms. Another 6 months passed, and he proposed during a trip to Asheville. Just the 2 of us. No fancy crowd. Simple and sweet. I said yes. When we got home, I shared a few engagement photos online. Just a shot of us and my ring. Nothing flashy. That's when the nightmare started. Hours after posting, Allison commented, "Wow. Liar and homewrecker. Amazing how people can pretend." I stared at it in shock. I thought maybe her account had been hacked. I replied asking what she meant. She didn't answer. She just left it there. Public. For everyone to see. Then she added more comments. If only they knew the truth. So many lies. Sad. Enjoy what you stole. Ben was confused. My family was confused. I was confused. I walked to her house the next morning. Knocked twice. No answer. Her blinds were closed. At first, I thought it would blow over. But Allison wasn't done. My mom called me the next day. She sounded scared. "Honey, someone messaged me saying Ben is cheating on you." They sent me screenshots. The screenshots were obviously fake. Blurry images of texts from Ben, supposedly arranging hookups with other women. The font didn't even match Ben's phone. Then my sister got a message. Then my aunt. Then even my boss at work. Each message came from a different Facebook account. All fake. Some accounts used stock photos. Others used old pictures I recognized, from Allison's own backyard, her dog, even her son's baseball game. But the writing style? Always the same. Lots of ellipses. Weird phrasing. Overly dramatic. "She's ruining my life. You must know the truth before it's too late." My gut told me it was Allison. But I couldn't prove it yet. Ben wanted to confront her. So did my dad. "We'll knock on her door and make her stop," they said. I told them no. If we go off, she'll just twist it. She'll cry harassment. We need proof. So I started collecting. Every comment. Every message. Every fake account. Screenshots. Links. Even dates and times. I named the folder Neighbor Nonsense. The more I dug, the more I found. Allison didn't just stick to online lies. She started posting vague Facebook statuses. Some women can't keep their hands off married men. Fake smiles hide real betrayal. You'll get what's coming. She never named me directly. But in a town this size, people connected the dots. Then she crossed a serious line. She messaged Ben's grandmother. An 82-year-old woman with a heart condition. "Your grandson is marrying a liar." She destroyed my family. That's when I knew. This wasn't jealousy. This wasn't petty drama. This was full-blown harassment. For 2 more months, I stayed quiet. I kept gathering evidence. Some nights, I barely slept. I had to keep checking fake accounts, documenting everything. A friend showed me a free tool to track IP overlaps. A few of the fake accounts had IPs that matched Allison's Wi-Fi network. That was the final piece. I had comments, messages, IP data, timeline screenshots, even her vague posts. I printed everything out. 30 pages. I titled the PDF, Defamation and Harassment by Allison's full name. I didn't just want to stop her. I wanted to end this forever. I posted the PDF in our neighborhood Facebook group. Over 200 members. Families, retirees, teachers, business owners. I also posted it on my own page so all my friends and family could see. For the past 3 months, a neighbor has been harassing me and my fiancé with fake accounts and lies. Here is every receipt. Judge for yourself. The reaction? Immediate. Shock. Outrage. People commented by the dozens. I got weird messages too. I can't believe this. She seemed so normal. Within a day, Allison's fake accounts started disappearing. Her main Facebook account vanished. She deleted every trace. By the next morning, her house was up for sale. No apology. No explanation. Just a U-Haul at 2 a.m. and a for sale sign. Neighbors watched her go. No one helped. No one said goodbye. Ben and I stayed quiet. We didn't gloat. We didn't post follow-ups. We just waited. For a few weeks, things were quiet. Ben and I went back to planning our wedding. My family stopped getting weird messages. The neighborhood Facebook group was calm again. But then something odd happened. One of the newer neighbors, Craig, about my age, lives across the street, messaged me. Hey, I don't want to stir things up, but I think Allison might be behind something again. I felt my stomach tighten. She's gone, I replied. What do you mean? Someone's been leaving notes in people's mailboxes. Weird stuff. Some notes said you forged the screenshots. That you bullied her out of the neighborhood. Craig attached a photo. The paper was plain. Typed out. No handwriting. She's lying to cover her tracks. You'll all regret believing her enemies. Ben was furious when I showed him. She's still trying to ruin your name even after moving? It didn't make sense. Why would she risk more after all that public humiliation? I decided it was time to hire a private investigator. I didn't want to keep playing defense. I wanted answers. The PI, a quiet older man named Rick, listened carefully as I told him everything. I gave him the 30-page folder, the fake accounts, the new note Craig received. She might be using friends or family to do this now, Rick said. Let me look into it. A week passed. Then Rick called me. You're not going to like this, he said. He told me Allison had been staying at her sister's place. Just 10 minutes away. She hadn't moved out of town like everyone thought. And worse? She's been meeting with a woman named Trish. Trish lives 2 streets over from you. And she's friends with 2 other neighbors, Carol and Dean. I checked their social media. All 3 have been posting vague stuff about fake victims and manipulative women since Allison left. So Allison had formed a little group. A support circle, or maybe a smear campaign squad. They've been the ones passing the mailbox notes, Rick said. I caught them on camera near Craig's mailbox at night. My blood ran cold. She wasn't just gone. She was working from the shadows. I could have gone public right then, but I wanted to be smarter this time. I asked Rick to gather a few more nights of footage. Meanwhile, I quietly called a meeting of the neighborhood watch group. It's about the notes, I told them. And the harassment. About 15 people showed up. Some brought their spouses. I stood in front of them with a calm voice. I didn't want this to become a circus, I said. But it's clear Allison is still trying to smear me. And she's not working alone. Rick handed out printouts of the photos he took. Trish and Dean at Craig's mailbox. Carol standing lookout. Gasps spread around the room. One man muttered, "I knew Dean was shady." Another woman shook her head. "I've had enough of this high school drama." By the end of the meeting, almost everyone agreed to support me if I took legal action. That's when things escalated. I filed a cease and desist letter through my lawyer. Not just to Allison, but to Trish, Carol, and Dean too. Any further harassment will result in civil lawsuits for defamation, stalking, and emotional distress. They were served the next day. Ben said it was the first time he saw Dean's face turn pale. But Allison didn't back down. 2 days later, someone egged our house. A rock was thrown at Ben's truck windshield. Then, an anonymous email went to Ben's employer claiming he'd been stealing HVAC supplies. It was clear who was behind it. Even if she wasn't throwing rocks herself, she was pulling the strings. Ben's boss shrugged off the email. "We all know that's crap. I'm not firing him over a crazy ex-neighbor's lies." But it wasn't about the truck or the job. It was about fear. They wanted me to shut up. I called Rick. "It's time to finish this. I'm done playing defense." Rick agreed. "I've already got enough. Not just for civil court. For criminal charges." I thought filing the cease and desist letters would scare them. It didn't. If anything, it made Allison and her little group angrier. The egging stopped. The rock incident didn't repeat, but now the attacks were sneaky. Ben's company got another anonymous email, this time accusing him of assaulting a customer. Totally fake. The email used a fake name and number. Ben's boss flagged it as harassment. Then someone started creating new social media accounts using my full name, posting crazy stuff, political rants, offensive memes, trying to make me look unstable. It was obvious they were trying to poison my reputation from every angle. But what Allison didn't know was this: Rick was watching everything. Rick had planted small, legal surveillance cameras near our property lines. He also had a source. One of the teenagers in the neighborhood, a sharp kid named Max, had noticed Trish and Carol hanging out by Craig's mailbox weeks earlier. When I told him they were part of the harassment, he volunteered to help. "If I see them doing anything again, I'll record it," Max promised. Rick gave him a secure way to upload any footage. Within a week, Max delivered. A shaky video showed Trish slipping another note into Craig's mailbox just 2 nights after the cease and desist. That was the final straw. "We have enough for the police," Rick told me. "But if we're smart, we'll also expose the whole network they've built online." Public shame worked once. It can work again. I agreed. I was tired of hiding. "Let's end this," I said. Rick and I spent a week building Exposé Part 2. This time, it wasn't just about Allison. It had video proof of Trish delivering harassment notes. Screenshots of the fake accounts made with my name IP address overlaps Rick's tech guy pulled between Allison's house and the new fake profiles. Screenshots of Ben's boss confirming the fake emails. Timeline of every incident since Allison left the neighborhood. We didn't just gather receipts. We made it undeniable. I posted the new exposé to the neighborhood Facebook group again. This time, the title was clear: Continued Harassment and Criminal Activity by Allison, last name, and Associates. People were furious. They're still at it? I thought they moved on. They should be arrested. Craig commented publicly, "I received those notes. I saw Trish and Carol acting suspicious. I confirm everything shared here." Max's parents allowed him to comment too. He simply wrote, "I recorded Trish putting a note in our mailbox." They've been lying about OP for months. Even neighbors who had stayed neutral before now voiced their support. Sue them all. This is beyond petty drama now. This is criminal. The next morning, Rick and I walked into the local police station with everything printed and backed up digitally. The officers already knew about the first exposé. Now, with videos, fake accounts, and the pattern of harassment, they took it seriously. "This is stalking, possibly conspiracy," the officer said. "We'll open a full investigation." They issued no contact orders against Allison, Trish, Carol, and Dean. The investigation was officially open. But it didn't stop there. About a week into the police investigation, something I never expected happened. Dean's wife messaged me. "I need to talk." Privately. We met at a local coffee shop. She looked tired. Pale. Like she hadn't slept. "I didn't know about most of this," she said. "Dean told me it was just neighbor drama. That you were making things up to get attention. But after your second expose," I checked his emails. She showed me her phone. Dean had been coordinating with Allison and Trish. They used a group email chain under fake names. But his personal email had saved drafts. They planned the fake social media accounts. They drafted the emails to Ben's employer. They even talked about buying a prepaid phone to send anonymous texts to my family. "I'm done covering for him," Dean's wife said. "I'll give the police everything." 2 days later, Dean was arrested for violating the no-contact order after he drove past our house 5 times in one night. His wife turned over the emails. Carol stopped showing up to her job at the local daycare. Rumor was she knew she'd be fired if the police confirmed her role in the harassment. Trish deleted all her social media and left town. And Allison? She stayed quiet. Too quiet. But Rick warned me. She's not done yet. She's the kind who will fight until the bitter end. I nodded. Good. So will I. After Dean's arrest and Trish disappearing, things felt calm. But I knew better. Ben and I kept the cameras running. Rick kept digging. Allison still hadn't made a move. I figured she was either hiding or plotting. Then, late one night, Rick called. "She's trying to leave," he said. "She listed her sister's house for sale. Fast cash deal. She's running. She must think the case will go away if she skips town." I wasn't going to let that happen. My lawyer filed the lawsuit the next morning. Defamation, stalking, emotional distress, conspiracy to harass. Not just against Allison, but also Trish, Carol, and Dean. Dean's wife agreed to testify for me. She gave the police and my lawyer every email and draft Dean had written. Carol, already under police investigation, had no defense. Trish couldn't be found, but the lawsuit covered her too. "We're going to ruin their finances for what they did to you," my lawyer said. "Good," I answered. "I don't want apologies. I want consequences." But Allison had one final card to play. 3 days before the first court hearing, I got a letter in my mailbox. "No return address. If you keep this up, you'll regret it. I still have friends in this town. Don't test me." Ben wanted to call the cops right away. I told him no. Let her dig her own grave. Rick pulled the fingerprint from the letter. It wasn't Allison's. It was Carol's. When the police came to Carol's house, she cracked. "Allison told me to do it. She said if we scared OP enough, she'd drop the lawsuit." That was all the police needed. Carol was arrested for violating the no-contact order and for criminal intimidation. Dean was already in jail awaiting trial. The police finally charged Allison too. Conspiracy to commit stalking, defamation, harassment, witness tampering. Her bail was denied after the judge saw how far she'd gone to harm me and Ben. Trish? She was caught in Texas under a different name. She was extradited back to Oklahoma. The civil trial was brutal. Allison tried to claim mental illness. Said she was unstable and not responsible for her actions. The judge didn't buy it. "Your actions were calculated and sustained over many months. You created fake accounts. You organized others to harm the plaintiff. You escalated after police involvement. This was not mental illness. This was malice." My lawyer presented every receipt. The original 30-page expose. The second expose. The videos. The IP evidence. The emails. The letter with Carol's fingerprint. Neighbors who once stayed neutral testified for me. Even people who had once been Allison's friends. "She lied to all of us," one of them said. I believed her at first. I'm ashamed of that. In the end, the jury ruled in my favor. $250,000 in damages, each of them responsible for a portion. Dean was sentenced to 18 months in prison for stalking and conspiracy. Carol got 12 months probation and community service for her role, plus a criminal record. Trish was sentenced to 6 months in county jail. And Allison? The judge gave her 5 years in prison. You did not just harass a neighbor, he said. You tried to destroy a woman's reputation, her family, and her peace. You caused real harm and showed no remorse. Her teenage sons went to live with their grandmother. I'd be lying if I said I came out of this unchanged. The stress wrecked my health for a while. I had anxiety, insomnia, even trust issues. Then, and I had to delay the wedding twice. Some family relationships were strained. My own bitterness almost consumed me at times. Don't let her turn you into someone angry forever, my dad told me. Win this and move on. He was right. The lawsuit wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about protecting my name, my future. And I did. About 6 months after the trial, Dean's wife sent me a message. I'm sorry for what my husband did. I should have spoken out sooner. I wish I had been braver. I told her the truth. We all make mistakes. But at least you stood up in the end. That's more than I can say for Allison. Quietly. No big announcements online. No drama. Just peace. And that Reddit is how I turned my neighbor's lies into her own downfall.